Welcome everybody, here's your Strategy Wolf, and welcome back to Victoria 3. Welcome back to our Denmark run here with Morgenröte and all the other mods you find down in the playlist. Welcome back in 1815 too, and we're still under the rule of Christian von Oldenburg, and yeah, we've been on a time where we invest, we try to get better treaties, we try to trade to make Denmark a rich and prosperous place for the inhabitants and having a good life over here. Before we get further in, of course we're focusing Morgenröte and so forth, just a little bit of a quick info. Yeah, the topic about these population assimilation problems I've been complaining about seems to be from the Great Revision, or at least somebody told me that in Discord. I have to check maybe in the files somewhere and maybe play around. Yeah, since we're gonna probably, here it's anyways too late for this one, and for my single player I'm testing other options how to combine Morgenröte, for example, also with my friend's Seiner Majestät multiplayer mod I've played before. It's still in development and constantly being updated by my friend, and I play with him in multiplayer. So in my older Let's Plays in the Mexico one, for example, you find the link to that one. Seems to work pretty fine with Morgenröte so far, maybe with some smaller issues which may imbalances or something. So I can't fully tell, but this might be an option for the next playthrough. This one can't be changed anyways anymore, so we shall see what happens. And when talking about this one also, because you guys definitely deserve like a heads up. I don't know if we're gonna finish this one to the end, not because of this is one of the reasons that might in the long term distract me, but we shall just see how far we can go, since yeah, also by in basically a month I'm going to travel for 3 weeks, and in the meanwhile we'll pre-produce for that time. But when I come back, I think the release date for the next one, oh, I forgot the name right now, for the Austria DLC, Austria content pack that develops nationalism and so forth anyways for the Balkans, is going to, yeah, we played Serbia, right? but I feel like might be back with the new DLC either in Austria or in the Ottoman Empire. I don't know yet, because I definitely want to have a look on this one. And probably when it's released we won't be finished with this playthrough, so I can't promise here a 1936. But yeah, let's definitely get going so we get as far as possible, of course, and just that you guys know already what to expect. And of course, until then, you can happily make your suggestions and ideas, house rules, playable countries, mods that we should do. I mean, until then, with the next version, the mods is going to be hard to say if this works out. Well, we can go to 4, by the way. However, yeah, these are these little things to discuss and the options on the table. So yeah, as always, I'm influenceable by you guys, and some people do. And since I found like this strong support here already from the Morgenröte support producers or modding team, there's a quite high chance I will continue with this one. Apart from, of course, that I'm liking the mod actually, despite all. Just actually told my dad today a story about it that I've learned from yesterday's production. I've learned about the chemistry and how the period table was in the 19th century, how like a science history basically. So yeah, chapeau. And there we go, we're learning again. Cholera hospitals. Several political parties, through their own interests, have decided to set up cholera hospitals to take care for the lower class. However, they are not very popular. Construction of mass hospitalizations during epidemics such as cholera or tuberculosis was often controversial. Families preferred to care for the sick people at home instead of giving them away into anonymity, where they were crammed into a small space with other sick people, which is why many were convinced that they would get sick and die there. The accusation circulated that it was primarily a measure to isolate the poor from the rich and thus protect the latter. Beat them in the hospitals if you have to, yes. We want to have low mortality. And we can, I think we don't have to. Oh, actually we have surprisingly high radicalism. I didn't know that one. Standing on minority rights. No, they're more in the, okay, they're more in the in all our colonies, yeah. And the Dutch, the East Indies, Danish. Wait, what? The Dutch East Indies. No, not really. I really couldn't care less. If I was allowed to build there, no, but that's not good for us, not really interesting. A geologist presents a new calculations. Yeah, I'm gonna read this once because I have been reading over it too often. Now I want to know actually. Pitcairn has proposed a calculation. Mary Pitcairn from England has proposed a calculation of the real age of the Earth. The scientist considers the previous measurement to be incorrect and estimates the age of the Earth to be significantly higher. Since our geologist is one of the esteemed representatives of this subject, we will also send a copy of this thesis. From the beginning of the 19th century to the middle of the 20th, the determination of the age age remained vague and was, for the most part, subject to repeated debates and hostility. The question of the age of the Earth was often linked to the question of evolutions, because this needed a sufficiently long period of time to function as a theory. Until the turn of the century, many scientists believed that the Earth was only a few million years old at the end of this life. Lord Kelvin only assumed it was 20 million years old. But even Charles Darwin, who was one of the maximalists who defended his thesis, believed in around 300 million years. It was not until the discovery of radioactivity that the age of the Earth could be correctly determined and the true extent of the age of the Earth, and therefore of the entire solar system, became known. To be honest, yeah, okay, I don't know what the implications here normally are. These calculations. No, she's a woman, right? Let's roleplay. We are a traditionalist king government, right? Come on, only man here in charge in 1852. Who's supposed to believe this pseudo-geological nonsense, whatever she said? We're just playing our role. It's not my personal thinking. A new publisher. The new publishing house Lesso. What? Lesso. Open a store in Zealand today. This is sure name. Okay. The printing press that has been rattling since middag today. Denmark's social life has a richer facet. A new publishing house in Zealand is currently arousing public interest. Axel Lasso today announced in a specially printed leaflet that his company will be bringing numerous new publications onto the market from now on. The news therefore spread extremely quickly and an onlooker gathered in front of the building. The question is already circulating as to which other new publisher will specialize in. Literature, art, or entertainment for the people. I mean, in these times of cholera, tuberculosis, let's entertain the people, since we got just a little hit of radicals, come on. And here we could actually, we had the repeaters, right? This was, do we have arms industries at all? Yes, we do. Rifles, not repeaters. Which can be used at least. And then let's have a quick look, yeah, what our rotary press, not publishing industries, what are we doing over here? This is more relevant, I think. I think we definitely don't need a high news. Yeah, we're gonna go for business newspapers because aristocrats investment pool and capitalists investment pool here and in the throughput. What was it? Throughput of standard of living for upper strata here in Copenhagen is especially useful, I think, and then we can actually build another publishing industry over here, maybe for a different kind of format. And maybe in this case we're gonna go actually for the workers' newspaper over here. Yeah, but here I think we should profit from this heavily. I think so, yeah. Do have a lot of peasants, surprisingly. Should be. Now we're still not building with too much. Yeah, in my single player campaign, I'm just checking out the Netherlands in a halfway comparable setup. Funny, there we had a different solution of the London conference. But they have a little bit of more potential of people and capital and construction points. Well, here we are catching up already. Really, we're out of the red ones here. Let's see. And then we're back in. But overall, I feel like that we seem to be on the right path, hopefully. The horror. The mountains of corpses in Zealand are now piling up. There's no one left who doesn't know at least one acquaintance who is infected with cholera. Region has become an epicenter of the epidemic. Berlin alone was struck by cholera 13 times in 42 years between 1831 and 1873. Epidemics of 1848, 1852, 55 and 66 were particularly severe throughout Prussia. In the latter case, 114,683 people officially died of cholera, A cholera outbreak in London, 48-49, was far more serious than the cholera outbreak in 32-32. Okay. During this outbreak, 15 people died in London, more than 0.5% of the city population at a time of about 2.5 million. In the first week of September, 300 people died per day. Third pandemic between 52 and 60, around 1 million people died in Russia, which was facilitated by the Crimean War that was taking place at the same time. British Commander-in-Chief Lord Raglan, the commander of the French fleet, Armand Joseph Bruat, died of disease. It is believed that more people died from cholera than from fighting. How many more dead? I can tell you from my education, and like here in Munich, we also had plenty, and it was pretty much known as a disgusting place. And we had just go for this one, yeah. And quite late we started with a canalization that is now really great, but it has been until this came into the fact that it was really like people were dying of diseases all the time. So yeah, the canalization and hygiene science, once again, also one of these 19th century things that definitely developed over here that shouldn't be underestimated. Nice that they're covering this also in Morgenröte once again. Oh, I'm getting almost too well, what's the word? Shit. Too eager in supporting you, like in crawling up the butts of the teams. No, just kidding. Oh, Iceland, we're definitely gonna build a volcano observatory there. When I'm standardized filing, that's what I'm looking at exactly. Let's do that. It's gonna cost a lot, it's true. Still, I wanted to go for it. And yeah, actually we had here which is kind of funny, a glass palace like in London, or like Crystal Palace. And yeah, it burned down later, but then they had we had a huge exhibition here, and then when it started, it just burned. We had actually a cholera outbreak came in, a lot of people that came to the exhibition died on it. So it was kind of an embarrassment for Munich and the the Kingdom of Bavaria at that time, as far as I know. We definitely need here more paper, since yeah, with the new standardized filing, this became quite apparent. Let's see how urgently we need it. The others probably not that much. Rotary Press, there we go. Publishing industry is already being supported a bit over here. Yeah. Where is this just increased costs by the new... but somebody bought something, which is nice. Gold reserves went up. But the deficit has increased, and this might be coming from the higher costs for government goods. I hope that we can, when the paper mills are being done or when they're finished, and I hope this will clear this position or help us out. Opposition tries to exploit cholera. What the hell? The opposition is using the epidemic to settle scores. It accuses the government of making huge mistakes in combating the epidemic. I've never seen or heard anything like that. What a devilish political move is this one? Yeah, we can afford the legitimacy. Don't need to strengthen the laborers, even though I don't want to suppress them. Since yeah, we're going to a happy-go-lucky state once again. This time, I hope, unlike in Mexico, we're not gonna fail it. I mean, were we failing so hard in Mexico? I can't even remember. It was definitely not where I wanted to be. Sven Bundy is now a famous physician, and he's done... Oh, we got triage, very nice. And then I feel like she should be actually able to... Why do I have just my single player have a different... They have 3 layers here where I can check out stuff. I think because I started with a different version of Morgenröte, probably. Disease description, most certainly. We're gonna go for the cholera right now. Go, help us. And what I also learned finally in the meantime is that here I can determine which one we're getting next. I never had this really fully understood. Let's see, we can get physicians and archaeologists. We have one. So we have all 3 of them. Natural history. Whoa, we have basically everybody. Then we don't have to redetermine. Do we have an engineer? We have a chemist and an astronomer. Wow. Anthropologist. which we haven't researched yet, so it can't get this one. Okay. Over here. Composer, we could get a composer, an architect, or a painter, and to do so, I've learned it's a little bit thin, but once you know, right? It's like experience, so don't get scared of Morgenröte. You learn very quickly. Here we have a writer, right? So it's the School of Architecture, and therefore we should be able to hit this one. And now we're promoting an architect. Otherwise, it would have been random. That's good. The next time we're gonna go for the painter. I mean, it's actually also kind of a little bit cheesy because you could potentially go boom back immediately. I'm gonna keep it for a bit, but maybe this is also some kind of feedback. I mean, it's always about the player, right? But if maybe you can give it some cooldown or something like that, the switching back is not really possible or required. I'm not sure. Ministry of Health increase, that's good. Cholera Asiatica. Yeah, I'm not gonna read you now Cholera. It's disgusting and probably. Where we wanna go harder in here. At least like. Come on, a little police strengthening. No, the colonies, nah. That's the great revisions and the laws. I'm really big fan of the choices, but of course it's also a little bit overwhelming. Cholera incubation, learns about that one. It's good, and it's actually talking about politics. Let's have a quick look. Description of cholera, beautiful. That's good. Can we also then treat it immediately? Should be almost. Disease treatment, yes. After describe it, go for the cholera. Do it. Oh, I didn't read and I just sent him to a volcano expedition. That's okay. And our mountaineers. Stack up equipment. Oh, I'm firing out money so easily. I want my feedback as maybe cool down for these switches. Or you just like people have to play it honorably. I mean, I think nobody's picking up Morgenröte to find exploits. I mean, there's people, but. Up to you. The pit. Whilst conducting his investigation, Dr. Bondi has found something overlooked. A cesspit. What's a cesspit? Dr. Bondi was not fond of miasma theory, but he found himself very grateful for the floral mask meant to kept at the bay. The cesspit was full of rotting waste and utterly rancid. Even the police inspector veered away from its edge. Doctor, such a pit must be surely the source of the miasma and the wretched cholera it gives us. Perhaps so, but look here, Inspector. Do you see the way the rain flows down into the earth here? Aye, I do, but what of it? The rainwater flows from the cesspit down there, towards the gutters. It must flow through them, but if so, it would take the water close to the pump, if the fittings are compromised. Then it stuck wastewater right up into the handle. Ugh, a good thing sickness doesn't spread through water. Wrong, I mean, but here we get the clue. Come on, in this case we're gonna say wrong because we know it better. But foot of the volcano, this Iceland volcano expedition starts. In Zealand now we cannot shut down. Sorry, we're gonna lose rather some lives. It is what it is. It is what it is. And we were looking at the laws in the meantime. While are we already at racial segregation? It's good because we will need some. Obviously, we'll need some migration at some point. Regulations. I've been staring at it before, I know. This could be an interesting one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for this one actually. That's nice, and the others we can easily afford it if it goes through. Makes it a little bit more of a fair society. Yep, I think that is a good idea. Let's try to get a quite early but proportional taxation out. Disadvantage, of course, our upper class pays a little bit more, which should lower our investment pool at least to some extent, but as long as everybody's happy, that would be okay, because we're not going to get to be the richest of the rich in the world, but Rich and happy, that's the idea. Alright, can we use this here? I think so, right? The roll fork maybe? I mean, we're increasing it anyways, it's okay. Also here +2, that's even more important. Their use of force is warranted, I'm sorry, but I want the loan interest rate also, which is helpful. Oh, whoa, what is happening? Cholera. Which one was first? Terrible news, the doctor has been infected with cholera. Oh no! I don't know how it happened. Miasma, I've been around the sick, the dead and the dying for weeks more than anyone else. Germs? I didn't drink the water, but what of contamination? Could it spread by touch? In the air, on surfaces? I don't know. But I know the symptoms, the stomach's upset and how it never ends. I might as well eat and drink nothing for all the good it does me. It speaks 1,000 truth and one. I have cholera. From the Journal of Dr. Bondi, writing of the Great Cholera Epidemic of 1852, investigating in Copenhagen. That's not good. And the epidemic ends. The whole of Denmark is breathing a sigh of relief. The authorities have just reported there are no more cases of cholera in the last disease area. State of emergency is over, but what costs? And yeah, he's not longer busy, but he has cholera now. Can he treat himself? Apparently not. Nope. Let's try to heal Mr. Shifter here. No, it didn't hurt. Didn't hurt, but it didn't help either. Okay, then he's about to die at one point, and let's at least introduce some medical techniques. Maybe it helps him. Hard to say if it will or not. Safe resting place. Expeditions. My dear colleague Professor Schabernack. What is he called? Members found a safe place to retreat between sulfur fumes, black smoke and lava flows. Is he called Schabernack? Schabernack in German would be like a prankster. Like if you make Schabernack, it's like somebody who's... No, it's Sven Oxholm, right? This is just a colleague that's been mentioned. Okay, somebody has been playing a prank down here. What a German joker in the Morgenröte team. I thank you at this point for illuminating insights into the dynamic development of water in a volcanic vacuum, but I will formulate my objections in more detail at a later date. Rather, my point is that in my correspondence with Dr. Sauerspeck, I was told that you had spread the disgraceful rumor at the university that we were having fun on this volcano. I want you to stop making these assumptions. The Oxholm hot springs I recently discovered have a maximum temperature of only 32 degrees, not 35 as you recently claimed. So they are de facto frosty cold. Please correct these infamous misinterpretations. That is a funny one. Relaxation. Oh, amazing. So they're chilling just in Iceland, the team, getting potentially drunk in like the natural whirlpools. Oh. I could imagine worse. Death in Texas. Olaf Juhl has suddenly died while drafting legislation for the proportional tax law. A human being is dead, the body is barely cold, and you speak of passing legislation. Can you not put politics aside so that we can mourn in peace? I have no idea who this lad was, so... Great leader, blah blah blah. Yeah, but we need the chance, so yes. We're mourning a bit and trying to push it though. I hope they stay relevant, yeah. New asteroid. How many more? What's the budget change? 36k, that's really good actually. So I think now it has a little bit outpaced us almost. Unused construction, we could even... Yeah, it's hard to say. Sometimes you have to pause then again. I feel like that now they're just buying a lot of stuff. But I have the strong feeling we could potentially go one higher. And I will. And we'll see how this affects us if we're building more here with the businessmen are building more with the construction pool, or if they're buying back more stuff. I'm not sure. Let's go so fast in here. Because here 34k in the investment pool. Wow, that's good. I haven't checked in a bit, but it's looking really great. Nice, and we have here RP Möller having their base of operations also in Holland. Well, they have strong competitors potentially, because the Netherlands also have kind of a very similar, at least in the mod. They're playing with a different style. Okay, they're going full here on newspapers with the Telegraph. Damn, also not bad. Okay, then maybe because they do also have a company that's very good on shipbuilding. Maybe that's also the other mod with, I mean, I've lost a little bit of overview, to be honest. Well, even better for HP Möller, if they're here, they can potentially expand, though. I won't be complaining. Yeah, look at this, kind of a lot of ports already. Company profit stabilizing a bit, size, yeah, 101 buildings. Here was a big boom. Wonder what happened here at this point. Maybe investment rights where they bought at one point a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of ports here. Yeah, they're running a good chunk of ports already. That's good to see. We're granting them no rights. No, but the modern roads of Denmark. Our civil engineer Dr. Wadenstierner has finally completed a project to modernize the roads of Denmark. Our roads are now considered to be the most modern in the entire world. Oh, this will boost commerce, travel in our country. I remember when we did not even have roads. We had to make our own paths every day through the dense forests. Yeah, you young people have it so easy. The government will just provide you with everything you need. You don't have to work anymore at all. Yeah. Oh, such an easy time. It's just everybody dying of cholera, but we have like the forefathers in for sure in the vastly, I don't know how dense the forests were in Denmark in the 19th century. I think this is for us not 100% fitting. Danish-Austrian leagues a foreign investment agreement. Yeah, well, maybe we can try. Who's in Danish-Austrian league are just the landowners? Where's this entry? I hope it would have, because I'm definitely not giving them any investment rights. However, what I would love to see is, to be honest, that you have these... Yeah, then we're gonna probably miss this chance, but we have 5 years. That you have these lobbies coupled to a higher chance, or I'm not sure if this is there, because yeah, they give you this task, but you would argue that they maybe have like their little connections, communication lines in the background that organize, have some discussions, some negotiations going on that might ease such ideas, but it's not really happening, so this is, as far as I know. More knowledge. Theory of evolution, that's okay. Contagious disease, Danish South Cameroon, yellow fever, quarantine. That's can be done in Cameroon. Humanitarian rights movements in Iceland. How strong were they? It's okay. But also Iceland, who cares? I think there's not too many people right now. No. 86,000, okay. Look kind of a little sad almost. So little. Oh, you know, proper sulfur farms. And the whaling is not even being used. Oh, I have to definitely make use of these over time. Rousing speech captivates the public. Yeah, we're gonna take the success chance, bringing it up to 30. That's nice. Unknown fossils in Iceland. In the volcano danger. No, fossils are not really important. We have fraction distilling, which is great because, of course, we are strong drinkers here in the north, and we need more liquor for us. There we go. Patent stills. And we should potentially also go towards grain alcohol and not sugar alcohol. Glass, okay. Why we have exporters still from the start? That's bad. Rather protecting our market and rather selling some. Yeah, that's good. Disease of the brain. In psychiatry, the theory of evolution is accompanied by significant changes. A new generation of psychiatrists are postulating that mental illness are diseases of the brain. Scientifically oriented psychiatry is replacing the previously prevailing humanities view. yeah, we've just talked about it. So about that, I'm learning a lot about psychiatry history. So let's go for it. Wilhelm Griesinger is considered one of the most important figures in the scientific turnaround in psychiatry. He met François Magendie, the founder of experimental psychology and author of the first modern textbook in psychology, whose research approach greatly influenced him. In 1839, he moved to Friedrichshafen on the Lake Constance as a practicing doctor. The following year, 1840, he received an offer to work as secondary physician at the Windenthal Insane Asylum. In the next 2 years that he worked there, Giesinger gained a wealth of practical experience which became the basis for his major work, The Pathology and Therapy of Mental Illnesses, published in 1845, inaugurating a new era in psychiatry. In it, the attempt found psychiatry on the basis of medical physiology and pathology. Griesinger's famous statement can be found on the first page, according to which, in order to understand every symptom of illness, it is necessary to localize the phenomenon in question and to recognize all mental illnesses as diseases of the brain. Denmark's psychotherapeutic level rises. Nice. Microbiology. That's good. Microbiological examinations. Microscopes and things, that's good. Or we're getting too many events, I can't read everything at once, and also I want to reach the end of this episode at some point, so I don't want to slow down too much. Theories on volcanism. Don't waste time now, I want to do this properly. Sailor sickness. Port gets yellow fever. Which port? South Cameroon, who cares? Can we actually send Bondi? No, he's doing other stuff, right? Engineer could start a project. Let's do once again the infrastructure. We can still do it. It has to be top. We're building already the bridges here. Bound by rope. Has a new idea to improve safety. Ropes are being introduced. Great. New calculations. And who is this one? Arifo. Oh, that one sounds like an absolutely, look at this wise white white beard of him. This man has to be absolutely right. This is convention. Oh, never been so sexist while playing Victoria today. Nope, still staying true to it. We want to make just progress. Just doing with Bolivia, that's odd. By balloon flight, Edwin Berger. Kierkegaard here is our writer, right? And I give him some reputation, it's good. Some localization errors apparently around it, but now we're doing new tunnels after the new streets and new bridges. Well, tunnels, maybe, I don't know where, but okay. Temporary embarrassment. Tax cuts. No, I don't want to do tax cuts too easily. I'd rather have the, let's see, crystals. Oh yeah, take the rare ones, that's good. What did we just, by the way, finish with building? I totally, yeah, when talking and reading out these stuff, I sometimes lose a bit of track of our other things. But let's actually look, despite here the, yeah, as you see, despite higher deficit, I think we're getting up here because we're just building quicker and we still have this high investment pool, so it can be done. And you know what? I'm immediately going up one more even. And then we're even lowering taxes maybe, but this is now new Wolf economics that we're thinking we're building quicker than what they can buy, which would be nice. Okay, nice. We have already our entire GDP in other countries as ownership. That's really good. Voila, what's up? I like this active colony over here. That's still the weirdest thing, but this is a test that's going on. The Möller colony. Ah. Really, a shipyard in Iceland? I don't know if this is the right spot for it, but okay. Some repairs, why not? We have something going on over here also. Inferno. The situation on the volcano island in Iceland has become significantly worse. Mountains suddenly spew black smoke and the lava flows seem to increase. The expedition is now in a quandary. Should the expedition members exercise caution and risk being trapped by the lava, or should they react quickly but risk unknown danger? The breath of fire swept down upon the city and waterfront with all the force that could have been given by a cannon. Cinders were shot in our face with stinging effect. The air was filled with flame. Involuntarily, we raised our hands to protect our faces. I noticed the same gesture when I saw the bodies of the victims on shore. Compte de Fitzjames. No, take the risk. We have this. We have, yeah, take the risk. We don't have so much danger. And nice, it went through. Amazing. All right. That seems to be it for this very episode. I think we reached a good point again. 2 years, almost a little bit more, half an hour. That's what I want to achieve. Double trouble this weekend is an excuse for the missing one last week. I think Wednesday I'm going to bring you a Pentiment one, and next weekend definitely again. Or maybe in the week. We shall see what happens. As always, let me know down in the comments what you think and about my future prospects, what we would like to see, what's going on. And so forth, even though, of course, this is not remotely being close to over, don't you worry. Of course, and then if you haven't yet and you're new here, it would be fantastic if you leave me a like and a subscription to support me a bit, to help me out, to not miss, or to also gain by not missing out my next episode. So then, most importantly, see you next time in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. See you then. Bye. Your Strategy Wolf.